Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Today it's another Adventure Beer Advent Calendar review, day 22, so I'm nearly at the end. Right, we'll crack on and open up. I don't actually know what this beer is. I do know what number 23 and 24 is what it is. So it's a bottle. Trying to think. So it's a classic. This is. I do actually like this beer. I have had it before, to be fair. It's Cocoa Noel from Welbeck Abbery Brewery. It is described as a sumptuous chocolate stout with roasted cocoa nibs at 5.5%. These people make some great beer. I do need to get myself up to Welbeck Abbey, top of Nottinghamshire, to go on a brewery tour. They do a brewery tour. I think it's either 10 or 15 quid, and you get free pints as well. Although, yeah, that's not strong pints, because whoever's driving back, dodgy, must take somebody with you. So Welbeck is one of the greatest traditional landed estates nestled within Shield Forest. It is home to an artisan village producing specialist foods and crafts in a beautiful rural setting. The brewery is at the heart of the community. Housed in a listed barn, it produces handcrafted ales using the estate's own spring water and a unique strain of nurtured yeast. Roasted cacao shells are a waste product generated from artisan chocolate making process. These crisp and delicate shells hold fragments of flavoursome cocoa nibs, which we include in the mashing process. This festive stout has an unctuous, velvety smooth mouthfeel balanced with the subtle aftertaste of bittersweet dark chocolate. And it does sound really nice. I mean, I have had it before, so I do know what it's like, or I can vaguely remember what it's like. But the brewery itself makes some great beers. Santa Baby, if I'm right in thinking, is their other beer, Christmassy beer. And obviously, this is Adventure Beer's Advent Calendar, so they're only going to ever have one of that beer from each brewery, just to spread the love around all the breweries. Because some breweries make 3 or 4 Christmas beers. So, lovely dark black pour. And I'm trying to be good tonight because I've been a bit heavy on the beer recently. And you know when you wake up in the morning and you think, oh God, and you hate beer. Well, I've had a few days where I've really absolutely hated beer. So, and then by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm all good. But yeah, I'm loving beer again then. But yeah, funny how that happens. So black pour, light tan head. Roastiness on the aroma, a bit of chocolate, obviously malty. And obviously, this isn't the right temperature. It's a stout. And as we know, stouts should be at room temperature. It's the pitfall with having the beer, the Advent Calendar down the shed. There's no way in God's green earth I can have it in the house. And I can't do beer reviews from the house anyway, because it never looks great. And the light keeps flickering on and off. In here, the light never flickers. It's actually a really good light, to be fair. Well, mostly at least. Yeah. So. That's nice. Certainly it's a spot. Gets you in the... And there's nothing nicer than drinking a festive beer on the run up to Christmas, because it just hits the spot nicely. Gets you in the mood. And I like most people. I mean, my wife, poor bugger, she's still doing cakes. For people. And she's got 2 cakes to do tonight. I do feel so sorry for her, because it's like her run up to Christmas is basically ruined. And she's going to have to start knocking these cakes down a bit. She doesn't need the money that much, the few pennies it brings in. And sometimes working, it's like me, I took 2.5 weeks off for Christmas for the simple fact that I did not want to work too much. I needed time to rest and recuperate. Although I volunteered next week to do, well, it would have been tomorrow, but they've had to cancel because somebody's got a COVID. So it's going to be next week. And I volunteered to go on a brew day at a local brewery. So I'm really looking forward to that. And hopefully it's a drink fest as well. But this time I'll actually do some bloody work. The last brew day I went on, I didn't do any work. I was a bit lazy. And I was getting drunk at 8 in the morning. It was a great day though. Totally enjoyed it. Good evening. Yeah, Mrs. Wraggys free pints. Yeah. Yeah, it's free pints on the brewery tour. I'm surprised they do that because obviously most people, somebody's got to drive, haven't they? So, although if it's in a village, somebody could go around the shops while the blokes or the people that are going on the tour are there, or they can catch buses. So, yeah, you don't have to drink and drive, which obviously is naughty. You shouldn't do it, especially if you get caught. Although I used to know somebody who used to live near the near the ring road, and he lived in an estate that backed off the ring road. So it was an estate with you never had traffic on there, and his pub was on the ring road. So he'd drive home from the pub, naughty, and he'd have a few pints, a fair few pints. Whether he still does it now, probably don't now, but it was a good mile and a half walk home. Bless him. And yeah, naughty. But he's not the only one. In villages and that where there's not a lot of police about, they do. Obviously, in cities, lots of police about. People don't want to take the risk and don't take the risk generally. But there's always somebody. No, it's not worth it, mate. Definitely. So yeah, I've been in the Emperor's Brewery brewer. Good evening, Darren. No, I never go to the pub for New Year. No, I don't like all that stuff at the pub. I like to celebrate New Year in the house with the family. If we've got friends round, then all good. But no, in 30 years of being with my wife, we've only ever gone out at New Year twice, and we didn't enjoy one of them. And the other one, we was in Ireland. Funnily enough, was in Northern Ireland, and that was a cracking night. That was, yeah. And I don't like going out at Christmas Eve either. We we have on Christmas Eves we have gone to the pubs for meals, but do you know something? The meals are always crap. Well, uh, because in normal times, obviously not this last year, but in normal times, the people are rushed off the feet. There's loads of people. It's like going out on Mother's Day and Father's Day. The food quality goes down because there's too many out. The chefs and the people are worked off the feet, and that's when mistakes are made. And so, yeah, I try not to. I try and not go out on either day. Plus, being at home with the family is the thing. So Christmas Eve, we will have a takeaway. Um, Bring the kiddies down. They'll go home early, so then we can settle down on Christmas Eve, watch a couple of Christmas films, hopefully. And I've still got a bloody beer review to do, haven't I? Some stage. And then chill out, and Christmas Day, we're cooking on Christmas Day, so my grandkids and my daughter's coming up. So we've got a really tight-knit little family. As with all families, there's always issues, isn't there, with families, It's one of those things, somebody falls out with somebody else, or somebody's an arse. So, but as a family, we've got a great family, which is what matters, isn't it, In life, you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends. Yeah, I know what you mean, Bolton. My mum wasn't the greatest mum in the world. She had issues, but a lot of issues she had. was because she wasn't treated great as a child. And those issues followed on to her adult life. You know, how you're treated as a child makes, for some people, makes such an impact on their lives. And I still miss the fact that she's not here. You know, it still breaks my heart to think that she's not here. And she would have only been about 80 now. So, yeah. Oh, no, 72, 73. And like my dad as well. And again, you know, I don't know, families are strange, and our relationships in life are strange as well at times. I mean, I'm glad that with my family, we've got a good relationship between our little unit. But you see what some people go through in life. And I mean, obviously, you can't worry about what everybody else goes through, but you're drinking 1664, fair play. So, oh, yeah, it does. At Christmas, especially when you're on your own. I've been on my own at Christmas when I was 16 and 17. My mum was married this absolute arse, and he used to beat her up as well. I wish I'd have given, I wish I'd have given him a good hiding when I was 16, but that's not really the person I am anyway. But I mean, luckily he died a few years later, so you know, yeah, he got what he deserved. But yeah, alcoholic poisoning as well. Funny thing, yeah, I think he drank a 3 litre bottle of vodka in one go. Whew. Yeah, yeah. He got his just desserts. But he wasn't a nice person anyway. But yeah, I had 2 years on my own. And, you know, at Christmas is the worst time of the year to be on your own and not see anyone. It's absolutely critical for people to actually see somebody. I mean, a lot of people don't want to see people at Christmas. You can understand that. But yeah, for a lot of people, Christmas, just to see people, and especially if we go into another stupid lockdown, um, we don't want that. You know, people's mental health is just as important as the pandemic as well. So, nice toasty beer. Certainly hitting the spot. Neighbour must be doing something. I can hear a wood grinder or something going next door. So my next door neighbour's got a shed and he does all his woodwork. He's a good worker as well. He knows his stuff. So yeah, one of two Christmassy beers from Welbeck Abbery Brewery. Well, two that are actually on bottle. They do. I think they do a third actually. It's not in bottle. It's on cask. Um, Another brewery that I'd like to go up to visit one time. It's at the top of Nottinghamshire, so it's a good 45 minutes journey for me. And obviously, it would have to be a bus journey because you know you wouldn't want to be driving, especially if you're going to get free pints of beer as part of the brewery tour. Steaming on the brewery tour, then bring a load of bottles back with you. One of these days, I need to do more brewery tours because it's interesting. It's interesting to hear what they say, and you know, and the processes and all that. And then next Thursday, I'm going to Bang the Elephant as long as it still goes ahead. So I've got Bang the Elephant to doing an big imperial, with 100 kilograms of cherries going into the, and it's going into a big, I can't remember what you call the bloody things now, a barrel. It's going into a big barrel, so that'll be great. And it'd be great to actually meet up with Mr. Emperor's Brewery himself and have a chat, have a laugh, do a bit of work. And I don't mind grafting. Grafting's good for me. But just the experience of the day. And hopefully they don't mind me taking some videos and showing them off. And certainly with the Emperor's Brewery thing, it's good for all of them. Social media is so king these days. So, no, supermarkets' beer ranges are changing, and you're going to see this now. And the sad fact is for me is there's some great brands that have disappeared, great beers that have disappeared from supermarkets, and it's not always about Yeah, real cherries, mate. Yeah. So I don't know the processors, but if I'm allowed to video on the day and I'm not too bloody drunk, so I'm going to drive down in my car and get the wife to pick me up, and then go down the next day and get the car. But obviously, as long as it's bloody open. Um, but if I'm allowed to video, I'll do videos from the whole day, just so people can see. 'Cause it is interesting to see how breweries operate. And Bang the Elephant are a great craft brewery, and they're really evolving. And with the Emperor's Brewery, I mean, he was #1 in the world. I think he's down to about 3 or 4 now on ratings on Untapped. Not that I like Untapped anyway, but it's for those people who do. Um, but yeah, it'd be an interesting day to see it. And if I can get some sneaky little interviews, that'd be awesome. Yeah, as long as I feel brave enough to do it. It's all about being brave, isn't it? And not too drunk, of course. And obviously, if they're up for that as well. Because I used to have an interview thing years ago. Black cherries in a syrup. We'll see. We'll see. You did say 100 kilograms of cherries. So can you buy 100 kilograms in a syrup? Some cost there, isn't there? In the syrup itself. But I mean, for me, most people pay to go on do that brewery days, work in a brewery. People pay to do that. So I'm volunteering for free. Yeah. I get to test the beers. I get to do videos as well, which is good. It's good for me, good for the channel in some ways. And also I get to promote them a little bit as well through my channel. So I think it's great all round. And I like it's something in years to come. If I was to get the money to do it myself, I'd love to go down that route. As you would, like what you're doing now, Mr. Bolton. Just to go down that route, and once you've got the set it up and do all this and brew what you want to brew, and crazy brews. I've seen there's a couple of lads near me. So tonight at 7:30, Fire Rock Brewing Company, they're releasing a beer brewed with Mardibum Brew Company. It'd be nice. It would be nice to get into grain brewing. It would be, yeah. But the cost of doing it, obviously is not cheap. I'll tell you what. I'll try and get it all for you. I'll try and get the details and do. I meant to do it on the Mega Beer, but there was too many people there, to be honest. No, there's not that many expensive beers on the beer wall. I've probably got more expensive beers inside at the moment, ready to be reviewed as my beers of the year, because some of them are 10, 12, and £13 beers. Yeah. Well, then again, yeah, there is a lot of beers behind me, so yeah, you might be right. Yeah. What I need to do is do a load of gardening and not spend any money on beers for a few months, and just put that money to one side and actually go out and buy the equipment. I've seen some equipment. All I want standard equipment that does the job. I don't want something that's got the best name, but something that does the job. That's easy to work out for a gardener who's got lots of O levels, but still been dim at times. And yeah, that's funny. That is. Yeah. I've seen a lot of that. I used to work on parks, public parks. I've seen a lot of that selling of bodies going off. Yeah, yeah. Opening the gates at the Arboretum, and then the prostitute walks up. It's, are you looking for business? And that, no, I'm unlocking the gate. I will try because it's a hobby that I obviously love, because I wouldn't be doing beer reviews if I didn't love this side of things. So like all hobbies, isn't it? You put a bit of money into it, and over the years, I've spent a lot of money on game consoles. I could sell some of my retro game consoles and probably fund a grain brewing kit. Not that I would, because there's a reason why. You know, I'll go back to them in the years to come if they still work. But I mean, I've got a console down there that's probably worth £1,000. If I am, it won't be live, matey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can only get away with so many lives a day. Yeah. Don't want to wind the missus up too much. But I did do a Lincoln Green beer review earlier, and although the wife don't know, so I might get a sneaky beer review in. Yeah, I've got a Christmas beer up the house to review, so I don't need to come down the shed. Although the lighting in the kitchen's shit for doing beer reviews. Pardon my French. Yeah, it's crap for doing beer reviews. It keeps going light and dark, and it just winds you up. You know, when you're watching it going light and dark, and it's like, oh, for God's sakes. 5 hours from start to finish. So next Thursday he's doing a double brew. So we're starting at 8 in the morning. Because that's he's asked, you know, anybody can volunteer. Well, straight away I'm like, I'll volunteer. It's good for the YouTube. It's good for people on YouTube to see how breweries operate. Anyway, I think it's great, you know, especially for people who want to get into grain brewing, and especially if they reveal the yeast and all that. And if I can, whatever I can reveal, I will reveal. And if I can't reveal it on camera, I'll take a sneaky photo and reveal it anyway. But you know, to privately. Good evening, Scott. How are you, matey? Hope you're ready for Christmas. I know I am. And did you enjoy the Clarkson's lager? That's the big question. And surely you didn't pay £50 for 24 bottles. Did you get one gifted? Because £24, 40 or £50 for 20, you know. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'll wait till it appears in Home Bargains or B&M. Then I'll nab it and see what a score out of 10. Well, I don't give scores out of 10, but what score I'll give it, and we'll see how it plays. I mean, I watched your review, and your review was much more honest. But I won't go any further on that. So, yeah, a lovely Christmassy stout from Welbeck Abbery Brewery. One does apologise. 22 minutes in, I can yak. Like I say, black with a white. Yeah, not worth £3. No. Peroni's Doppio Molto. Now that is a lager and a half. Yeah, and that's worth £3 a bottle. But yeah, there is and there is. A strong barley wine. There was a barley wine that, was it Daya and Boxcar Brewing brewed? I think it was Daya. And I had it a few months ago because I reviewed it. That was really nice. Yeah. But obviously, this time of the year, trying to get barley wines, you know, you've got to have a bottle shop nearby. Yeah, so you ain't going to get nothing delivered in time. Oh, so loving the cocoa and chocolate on this. And obviously, it's not the right temperature for a stout review. We all know that, you know. Stouts always room temperature, for me anyway. I always find that funny with kegs in a pub when it comes out and it comes out cold and it's like, eh. And like last night, I mean, I had a stout and a sour that came out of a keg. Gold label barley wine still in Sainsbury's. Yeah, not sure it's the same strength my dad used to drink because he was on the barley wine and bloody hell, he used to be steaming on it, really steaming. And yeah, you could still take on a load of blokes and batter the hell out of them if they got lippy. Yeah, yeah. It's funny, isn't it? You know, families and that. Gets you quite emotional at times as well. Especially when they didn't really see you as an adult, didn't really see you as a child either. But there you go. One of my biggest regrets in a lot of ways that my dad, from the age of 10, wasn't around. He wasn't around much before because he worked in Germany. But from the age of 10, him and my mum split up. And as an adult, I never ever went up and spoke to him. And I knew where he lived, but I wasn't brave enough to actually go up to him. And he could have found out where we live if he wanted to. But family's for you. And at Christmas, it can hurt. I know that. So enjoying this, even though it's not the right temperature, but it is a nice beer. This brewery do make some really good beers, good range of beers. Again, I would class them as modern traditional brewery, based in, well, just below the bottom of Yorkshire, at top of Nottinghamshire, but bottom of Yorkshire. So not quite up north, but more East Midlands. Yeah. And yeah, very nice. Going down a treat. And obviously that 2 days away now from, well, is it 2 days? Or is it 3? What day are we? 22, 3 days away. Yeah, because Thursday, Friday, yeah, Saturday, yeah. These days are all moulding into one. I can tell I've had nearly a week off. Can't even get the days now. And then I've been shopping today. Oh, shopping. Shopping on the 22nd of December is absolutely lethal. You go shopping. Not only have you got a lot of people shopping, a lot of people, you get the idiots who stand in the middle of an aisle and it's like, excuse me. By the time you get around to the end of that, it's like, oi, fucking move. And then you get these online shoppers. And what the hell are they doing the online shopping for in the middle of the day when you're there? It's like, why can't you do the online shopping at 6 in the morning? I know that Sainsbury's, they work from 4 o'clock in the morning till like 8:30, 9 o'clock doing the online shopping. And they're out of the way. The last thing you want on the busiest day of the year is Amazon shoppers. Good evening, Ali. Yes, yeah, it's a nice, good evening, Benjamin. So yeah, it's from Welbeck Abbery Brewery, top of Nottinghamshire, or bottom of Yorkshire, and it's a lovely 5.5% chocolate stout. And it's made from using artisan cocoa nibs and that they put into the mash to bring out the rest of the chocolate. So it's like recycling as well. So it's all good. Thought it was. Yeah. When it said BJB, I'm thinking, oh, I'm sure that's you. But yeah. So, forgot where I was going there. Yeah, oh, Morrison's. Yeah. So you got all these online shoppers, and it's like the busiest day of the year. Get your do your online shopping before the shop even opens. I might do a review up the house from the Chromebook in the house later, because one, it's warmer. Two, the Chromebook's a bit better than the phone, to be fair. And I might do it in front of my Christmas tree. Make it more festive. Do a Christmas beer in front of a Christmas tree. That'd be good, wouldn't it? So, I hope everyone's well. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm saving all my mega beers for the time between Christmas and New Year to drink all the best beers of the year. I've had to go out and try and source all those beers. I've struggled. I couldn't get the Vocation Brewery beer. Oh, COVID. COVID's been a shitbag, hasn't it? The restaurants and pubs near me that have had to stop working or close their kitchens because people have got COVID. And it not only have the government buggered it up with this Omicron, but obviously with it happening and people having to stop working, oh, you do feel for people across the country at the moment and the world, obviously. But yeah, it's ultra tough times. So yeah, beers of the year. So from Christmas Day through to New Year's Day, I'm doing so many nice beers. It's going to be like one box ticking beer after another box ticking beer. And I'll probably do quite a few of them live because they deserve to be live, because they'll all be amazing beers. Uh, Although there's a couple on the list that I've snuck in only because of the ABV. So we'll see if they actually are box ticking. The Omnipolo one, I'm not sure about that. You managed to get a kids Series X and an Xbox. You've done well, mate. Still can't believe a year later that there's still a massive issue with getting them. It's balmy, isn't it? And it's not just Brexit. Everyone you see on social media, everyone's blaming Brexit. It's not just Brexit. COVID. And across the world, it's caused this. You can't pile it all on Brexit. And obviously, the anti-Brexiters will pile it on Brexit because they'll say, oh, Brexit did this. And it's like, no, there's a bloody pandemic, you idiots. Brexit will, of course, have done some of it. But, yeah, it's not all Brexit. Yeah. Yeah, keep away from the news. It's full of shitbags who shitster. Yeah, stick to beer reviewers who just talk shit. Oh, your Christmas beers cellar's full. Oh, exactly, Benjamin. And we've seen this with beers. If everybody remembers that bloody Easter beer, that was it Easter? The Cadbury's beer that came out. And the box, all these idiots that are using bots to buy stuff. Same with game consoles. They're using bots to buy stuff. Jim, good evening, matey. How are you? They're using bots to buy stuff, and then they're chucking it on eBay. So they're inflating the price of everything, and they're just shitbags, aren't they? But these companies, do you know, I would never buy anything off eBay. If I can't buy it, I can't buy it. And if I can't buy it at the price it's intended to be at, then I won't buy it. Because I'm never giving some dickhead and some dickhead company my money to buy something. Last year, I spent 5 hours getting my son a PS5. Uh, I was off work that day, and he gave me the task of getting a PS5 for Christmas. He wanted the PS5, so I'd got his money. Yeah, cunts, aren't they? Pardon my French. Good evening. And so I went from site to site to site, and every site was crashing. Big mega sites with mega servers were crashing under the weight of thousands of people. And then in the end, I managed to get on Very's site. I managed to grab hold of a PS5. I had to pay 60 quid extra to get the stupid bloody year's subscription, but I managed to get it. Yeah. And you see people struggling. I mean, even a year later, it's still a struggle to get a PS5. Still a struggle to get an Xbox Series X. Absolutely balmy. Stupid times. And yeah, it's not all Brexit. It's bots. It's people trying. Good evening, Nathan. How are you, mate? It's bots. It's people trying to make money, but it's making money off the wrong people. It was a great night last night. Went into Nottingham. Wanted to support, foreigners, foreign people from North England. I'll try and do Harry's voices, but Harry and you have got fantastic voices at that sort of thing. And I'm not drunk enough either. If I was drunk enough, but yeah, I forgot where I was going there. I've totally forgot. No, it's gone on it. No, I've totally forgot. No, I'll have another beer now. Just yeah, but the country, it's a weird time we're living in. It's a beer from Wraggys Avenue coming up. I want a flipping beer to be made commercially that's called Wraggys Avenue Imperial Stout. I'm pushing it. I keep putting it out there. you know, to breweries when I'm doing beer reviews, just to see if anybody takes it up. Could you imagine a Raggy Avenue Imperial Stout? And that would be horrendous. It'd be such funny. It would be funny. Imperial plum wine sour. Ooh, that does sound interesting. It really does. What I need is somebody with millions of subscribers to give me a nod. But that was great the other week for you. It was fantastic. I mean, your beer reviews, you know, they are excellent. And I will be doing a beer review of the year as well. Yeah, in my little the Wraggys, my version of the Oscars. Yeah, I know. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? I love plum wine sour. Bloody hell! In my beers of the year, I've got a beer of the year that I've never done beers of the year before, but this year I wanted to do it to highlight some. I mean, all breweries need our help. We all know that. But as beer reviewers, we're doing our bit to promote good breweries. Yeah, yeah, no turkeys. Everywhere's rammed. Supermarkets aren't daft. If they need to, they'll up everything. So all the shit stirrers. Ooh, I don't even know what the Rodenbeck type style is. But all the shit stirrers have been proved wrong. And this is where social media needs to turn around and say to the real media, you know, the BBCs, where was this shortage then? Because it hasn't fucking happened. No, mate, no, no. Every country can make everything work, you know. COVID, obviously, across the world has been awful. Yeah, lots of shit. The media are absolute shit stirrers. Absolutely, I absolutely hate the media. I really do. This has turned out to be more of a Wraggys tap room than a beer review, but there you go. You know, these things can always happen when you're doing beer reviews. Anyway, you start talking and it just carries on. Yeah, she's got 2 cakes on tonight. Flanders Red Ale. I'm sure I've had a Flanders beer before. I'm sure I have. I don't know if it was a red ale or not, but I'm sure I've had one. Drink that much beer, you forget, don't you? You know. I mean, I had some amazing beers last night. The Emperor's Brewery, Steel City, Lost Industry, Imperial Sour. There was 3 of them, but there was no way I could handle 3 13.7%ers in one go. Yeah. Not to mention the cost of them as well. But yeah, they were big beers. But it's, yeah. So, rightio. Aha. Duchess de Bourgogne. I've actually reviewed. Yeah. Yeah. That took me by surprise. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Another a wine sour, wasn't it? Yeah. A bit like the Partisan Brewery. Because I had 2 of their wine sours last Christmas. Yeah, they took me by surprise as well. My obviously I'm years behind your um, education in beers. You're not wrong, Bolton. You're not wrong. Ooh, oh, balls. Apologies. Did I like it? Yeah, it was different. It was different. I think now, because I've learnt with doing beer reviews that start. Good evening, Miles. I've learnt with beer reviews and trying different beers. It's all about. It's like drinking a wine for the first time. The first time you drink a wine, it tastes like vinegar, unless you're lucky. And you don't taste like vinegar. The first time you drink a white wine, you're like, oh god, it's disgusting. It tastes like bloody vinegar. And then once your palate gets used to it and develops, you get used to it, and you can start getting the flavors. And it's obviously the same with sours. Yeah, same with ciders, mate. With all types of alcohol across spirits, ciders, lagers, beers, and that every different style. You may not get it at first. You have it at first, you think, oh, it's disgusting. and then you drink it a bit later and you get an appreciation of it. And this is by doing beer reviews, my appreciation of all types of beer has grown. And like last year, I didn't really like wine sours, to be fair. A Rodenbeck. I'll have to look that up. If I can remember it after tonight, if I don't get too drunk, I'll have to remember and have a look. Weston's Vintage. You see, my favourite cider is actually a cider you probably wouldn't think. My favourite all-time cider is this. From Sweden, Kopparberg Pear. Yep, people won't like it. But this is like pear juice out of a tin. And it's just the most amazing, to me, it's the most amazing cider that I've ever drank, ever. And, you know, the fact that it's alcoholic and tastes like pear juice, it's just stunning. Yeah. And we all like what we like. So, you know, we can all slag people off for what they like. But, you know, lager drinkers like lager. But, you know, trying new styles. Oh, cheers for the link. I'll have a look at that. And, yeah, we all have different tastes and that. So, you know, I can never slag off anybody who just likes lager. What I would say is try different stuff, you know, try different beers. And we're all on that journey. The journey is to try stuff that's really, really nice. Scottish Skull Splitter. No, I don't think I've had that, mate. No. But yeah, that journey of trying something nice and new. Oh, yeah, it says the Kopparberg Pear. Oh. First time I had it at Sainsbury's nearly 10 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, this is stunning. ESB. Right, that's interesting. I had an ESB this summer, part of the Mega Brew for the Robin Hood Beer Festival. That was really nice. But there are styles we don't like. I don't like the likes of Hogarden. I still can't get on with it. I appease it, and I can stand it so much, but I'm not really a big fan. And Duvel, to be fair, Duvel was not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Duvel either. Although I've heard some people can drink 10 of them. 109% or something. Yeah, shit stirring bastard. But there you go. Yeah. Orkney Brewery. Ah, rightio. I'll have to have a look for that. I do like Orkney Brewery. You know, they do. I've had some of their beers from Low Cost Beer. They do make some amazing beers, to be fair. You'd like Wraggys Gold now. I need to get you a bottle to you. I need to get a bottle sorted out. Get off my backside and do this and try and get a bottle transported up, but without paying stupid bloody money. British shops, yeah. British people. What, from South England? So, better end this because I need to, before I go up the house and get a bollocking, as you do. You know what these partners are like. Yeah, the partners who don't drink beer don't like spending too long doing beer. Lovely black stout. This is 5.5% Cocoa Noel from Welbeck Abbery Brewery. Is he? Oh, that's yeah. And like I said, I do need to go up to this brewery. They do a brewery tour and you get 3 pints of beer. I think it's either 10 or 15 quid for the brewery tour. So it's dead cheap and you get 3 pints, especially if you live near. It's 5.5%, matey. So lovely black pour. Obviously chocolate, malty on the nose. But Clutal Dumpling Ale. It's different. And on the taste, it just tastes absolutely divine. It's a proper taste of Christmas for me. Roasted elements, chocolate. Out of 5 for me. got 4.4 out of 5. Would I drink it again? I've had this many times, and it is at room temperature. Also, it's different than chilled. Christmas pudding. Ooh, that does sound nice. A Christmas pudding beer. Whoa. Right, got to end this. Sadly, got to end this. It's been a great chat, a review, but more of a chat than a review. Sometimes this is where beer reviewing for me is at its best, because it gives people the chance, and me more than anybody. No, I've not done that. No, Dark Island, no meter. No, I have done a few. I've had a few from, like I say, from low cost. Signature beer, right. I do want to, for next year, I do want to get beers from further afield, especially if they do like a mixed case, and the postage is reasonable. Obviously we've all got budgets, and I do want to do beers from further afield. It's all for your education, isn't it, to learn new beers, and obviously support breweries from all over. Thank you for joining, and thank you everyone for joining. I may be on later, but maybe not, because I might get a bollocking for being down the shed for an hour. As things stand, always getting bollockings. It's always a good one. But thank you all for joining in, and lots of beer reviews coming up over the Christmas period. Lots of lives. There's going to be some very interesting ones, and I will have a look at that later when I'm upstairs on the computer. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining in. See you later. Well, I did say the score of that, didn't I? Yeah. Forgot. Cheers.